let's take a look at a support question. So what does it say here? Students claim. So where should I look? Where is the word claim? The word claim is here. All right, so which sentence should I read very closely? This one right here. Okay. Everything else is secondary. You can read it, but I would skim through it. I would really focus on this sentence and try to understand it very well. Here we go. Chamby's photographs have considerable ethnographic value. In his work, Chamby was able to capture diverse elements of Peruvian society, representing his subjects with both dignity and authenticity. Okay, what's the most important word here? There's two words that I care about: ethnographic and diverse. Ethnographic, ethnography, which pertains to what? Anthropology, dealing with human cultures. So what am I going to need? Some kind of concrete specific examples that have to do with human cultures and diversity. Now, should I read this? Let's just briefly skim through it. What do we have here? Born at this time. Let's see. Quechua speaking family in the Andes Mountains of Peru. Martin Chamby is today considered one of the renowned figures of Latin American photography. It doesn't really help, just provides a little background information. What do I care about? This claim, how am I going to support it? I need something to do with ethnography. All right, so human cultures, right? And diverse elements. Let's see what we have here. I don't care about popularity. I care about diversity and culture. Now, C says, let's look at B first. I don't care about technical skill. I don't care about use of, light or shadows. I don't care about techniques. Now, let's look at C. C is kind of a slightly like a trap answer choice. During his lifetime, Chamby was known and celebrated both within and outside his native Peru. So that might seem like diversity, but don't fall for that. And we have, different countries as well. But what is the exact wording here? He was able to capture diverse elements. His photographs. So what do we care about? His work. We care about his work. What does this show? This shows his fans, I guess, or just, consumers of his photos. Fans, consumers, or critics. Yeah, I care about his work. I don't care about his fans or his critics. Yeah. So just because it says within and outside native Peru, don't think that has to do with, diversity necessarily, because we care about diverse elements pertaining to his work. All right, so that's why C doesn't work. What does A say? By default, we end up with answer is A, but let's take a look anyway. Chamby took many commissioned portraits of. All right, so here is the diversity part. Wealthy Peruvians. But also, so something else. What's that other thing? Hundreds of images carefully documenting the peoples, sites, and customs of indigenous folks. Okay, so there we go. And the word ethnography, how is that reflected here? Obviously, we have Peruvians and indigenous people. So these things all pertain to culture, don't they? They pertain to culture. So there's always going to be textual support. Is this a slightly harder question? I guess so, because you got to know what you're doing. What's the first thing that we did? Look at the claim. Where's the claim? Here, you got to find the word claim. It could say hypothesizes that. It could say found that, determined that, discovered that, determined that. What else? Suggests that. It could be a number of different, there could be a number of different wordings. So you got to look for them. You got to know where to read first. Okay, and you have to understand what this sentence is really trying to say. This circled part here. What's the most important word? You got to determine that. In this instance, I chose ethnographic and the word diverse. And you got to look for that. You got to do that mental work beforehand before you look at any of the answer choices. Otherwise, they're all going to look the same. You don't want to be in that confused state. You got to do a little pre-phrasing. You got to know what to look for before you look at these answer choices. And I would highly suggest that you might consider doing these questions maybe later, after you might skip it initially, because it could be time consuming. So after you've finished all the questions that you know that you're supposed, the easier questions that you know that you're supposed to get right, you can always come back to this later. You don't get bonus points for answering more difficult questions correctly. All right.